This video will be demonstrating how to set up Raspberry Pi without external keyboard or monitors. The first step is to download the Raspberry Pi image to the SD card. So over here we have a pre-formatted 256GB SD card. And let's go to the Raspberry Pi website to download the imager for your corresponding OS. We're on Mac right now, so here is our DMG file pre-downloaded. Open it. And we have a couple operating system options we can choose from here. The first one is a default Raspberry Pi with desktop UI. If we don't need the UI, we can choose the light version, which will be smaller in size. We'll go with the one with UI, choose the SD card, and click on write. This will download the full Raspbian operating system onto the SD card. We also need admin password here. This will take some time, so we will pause the video here. The next step is to set up Wi-Fi and enable SSH. So over here we have our pre-downloaded Raspbian OS in our SD card. It's mounted to the boot volume, and we will create two files in there. The first one is SSH file with no content. We can see that the file is created with the touch command with 0 bytes. And now we need to create a file called WPA supplement and insert the following text into it. The text can be found in the video description. So we need to modify the SSID to be our Wi-Fi name, and also enter the corresponding Wi-Fi password to it. And now we can make sure that the file is created. And now let's unplug our SD card and put the card into our Raspberry Pi. The last step is to find the IP address of the Raspberry Pi and connect to it. There are two ways to do that. The first way we're going to show here is that if you have access to the router, we can connect to it directly. Depending on your router brand, the interface may look different, but in general, most router software has a way to view the set of attached devices to the local network. So it may take some time to load to list all the attached devices to our network right now. If we search for Raspberry Pi, we see that it has a IP address of 192.168.1.13. And if you don't have access to the router, it's okay too. We're going to show you another way to do it using a program called arp-scan. To install arp-scan on Mac, you can simply type brew install arp-scan. You can install similarly if you have another operating system. We already have it installed, so we will say it's up to date, and we just need to arp-scan in our local network with the interface name as well as the CIDR notation of our subnet. We also grab for the Pi here so that it only show up the IP address for Raspberry Pi and no other devices. And to find the interface, the network interface name and the subnet CIDR address, we can do if config grab 192. Usually it's either 192.168.1.1 or 192.168.0.1, and if you're on Wi-Fi, most likely the interface name is EN0. So now we just need to SSH Pi, which is a username, at the IP address of our Raspberry Pi, found through our router or arp-scan. And as we can see, we have successfully SSH'd into our Raspberry Pi. Hope you find the video helpful. In the next video, we'll show how to connect with GUI as well as how to secure our Raspberry Pi setup.